we are so very proud to call a friend. She has just been amazing. She has been ahead of all of us when it comes to trying to find out where the predators are, who they've been targeting these young kids online. And I am talking about this amazing leader. She is internationally respected. She is an authority on making the internet safer for children and families. She's been a congressional appointee to the Child Online Protection Act Commission, and she developed the Internet Safety Program with the United States Department of Justice. And I got to tell you, every day, I am so grateful for what she does in this country. And I'm very honored to introduce a dear friend and a charter member, Donna Rice Hughes, the CEO of Enough is Enough. Donna?
Thank you, Blanquita. Thank you for that amazing, just humbling introduction. I am so honored to be here with all of you in the Zoom audience and on Facebook Live, and with Blanquita and Andy and Deborah and this extraordinary lineup of leaders. And the good news is that law enforcement is all over tackling the sex trafficking scourge in America and around the world. The bad news is that there's a key linchpin, and that is the role of hardcore pornography and how this fuels trafficking and sexual violence against women and children. And this particular law has not been aggressively enforced. So what I'm here to talk to you about is the role of pornography in trafficking, why we need to address it, and also the role of the internet. And I'm going to pay particular attention to children, because children, of course, are the most vulnerable, and we have got to fight for them. This is a unifying issue. So with that, let me just tell you that today's internet pornography is not the softcore variety that used to be way back before the internet. It is extreme, it is violent, it depicts teen rape, incest, and just brutality against women. And the key is, like I said, we have got federal laws on the books that makes this content illegal to produce and to distribute, and yet these laws have not been aggressively enforced since the advent of the internet, with the exception of a few years under General Ashcroft. Now, here is a key point. Children have internet access, right? Yes, they do. That means they have free and easy access to all of this content that is even illegal for adults. Now, this material is shaping their sexual appetites and their sexual templates and making them more prone. In fact, really, they're sitting ducks for sexual predators and for traffickers. In fact, kids under 10 years old, think about that, kids under 10 years old represent 22% of the minor children that are looking at this kind of content. And the kind of content they're looking at, I'll just give you a couple of examples: extreme, brutal gangbang, sleep assault, and crying in pain. In fact, the average age of first perpetration of sexual violence are kids aged 15 to 16. Why? Because they have been exposed to this violent pornography. Second point, traffickers and sexual predators, and just keep in mind, sexual predators is a big umbrella. Traffickers are sexual predators. They prey, P-R-E-Y, where children play. And where are kids? They are online. So predators and traffickers have easy and anonymous access to kids on the internet, all right, through social media, on websites, et cetera, et cetera. They are grooming these kids and luring them and trapping them into the trafficking trade. In fact, 55% of youth victims met their traffickers through a website or online in another forum. Also, in 2018, over half of the trafficking cases in the United States of America were the sex trafficking of children. So we've got to pay attention to the very real reality that the internet and this is also a fact, is the dominant business model where sex traffickers actually sell their victims to buyers, which leads me to the next point, what I call supply and demand. This is a business model. This is big, big business. There is indeed a cycle of abuse. Okay, pornography users, just follow me for a minute. Pornography users demand new and more violent and more fetishized types of content. Well, where do they get this to meet their sexual appetites? Well, they get it through a couple of ways, but one is through trafficked children and women. So women and children are forced into prostitution and trafficking to meet this demand. Then victims are actually further exploited when their abuse is filmed and photographed. Then what does that create? More hardcore violent pornography, which what does that do? That feeds back into the demand chain. So you see this cycle of abuse that's happening. Let me give you an example. Pornhub, the largest pornography enterprise on the internet, is worth billions and billions of dollars, and it's horrible. They've got all this extreme content, obscenity that is prosecutable under federal US laws. However, they also have trafficking victims and minor kids, which is basically child pornography, or what we call child sexual abuse images. In fact, the most watched video this year was in February, was of a teen girl being brutally raped and electrocuted. And I'm not going to go into any more details than that. Also, there are moms are finding their kids that have been missing because the videos and pictures of these girls are being posted on these types of pornography sites like Pornhub. So all this to say, we have got to address the pornography problem. It's the big elephant in the room. So let me tell you what we're doing. Several years ago, before the last presidential election, Enough is Enough, the organization that I run, wrote the first ever Children's Internet Safety Presidential Pledge. And what we did is we asked Clinton and Trump, when they were candidates, to agree before they became president, whoever would win, to agree to aggressively enforce all the existing federal laws on the books and to move new policy to protect children in the digital world from trafficking, sexual predation, child pornography, and this hardcore obscenity. So the administration has been doing great. They're going gangbusters on everything except for the obscenity laws. And this is where we need your help. We really need to let this administration know that this is important, because we believe that without enforcing these laws, we're never going to be able to truly curb and even abolish this scourge of sex trafficking. Secondly, we created the Children's Internet Safety Governor's Pledge and the Children's Internet Safety State Attorneys General Pledge. And we have about 18 state AGs. It's very similar to the President's Pledge. So here's how you can help. Go to our website at enough.org. Go to these pledges, look at them, contact your leaders. If you know a state attorney general or a governor and they haven't signed the pledge, ask them to do this. This is a wonderful way that you can get involved and they can make a commitment that is public, that they are going to take this seriously. And last of all, I just want to say, sign up for our newsletter. We're keeping you current on all these issues. And also, please remember that this is the kind of thing that can happen to any child in your sphere of influence. No kid is immune. So parents and grandparents, be the first line of defense. We're here to help you so that you can protect your own children and also keep eyes wide open to protect others. So thank you so much. Thank you, Blanquita. Thank you, Voices Against Trafficking. We're just pleased to be here to be a part of this effort.